Spock, money laundering hides a dirty origin. You said this case inverts that.
It does, Captain. Here, the origin is the honest version. 1985, a cabinet submission leaked, nicknamed the Buffalo Jump of the 80s. In internal language, it named its own goal: drive status Indians to, quote, cultural death. Russell Diabo's bulletin traces what came after. Every downstream policy sanitized the language while keeping the mechanism intact.
So the words get kinder and the machine stays the same.
The rhetoric ascends toward reconciliation. The mechanism does not move. The sanitizing runs opposite to the rhetoric. That sentence is the case.
Start with the leak.
A Department of Indian Affairs employee handed a secret cabinet submission to the press. The nickname is the Tell. A buffalo jump is a cliff, a herd is driven over. As the bulletin frames it, the name was an internal admission of where the recommendations pointed. The origin names termination as termination.
And we are reporting Diabo's reading of it, not asserting our own.
Throughout. The document is not public, the analysis is his, attributed. The subject is the architecture and its language.
Before the labels, the plain intent.
5 mechanisms on the bulletin's account of the report. 1. Limit and eventually terminate the federal trust obligation. 2. Reduce federal spending and download to the provinces. 3. Municipalize the bans. Surrender constitutional status, fall under provincial law. 4. Devolve and downsize the Department of Indian Affairs. 5. Extinguish title by converting to fee simple land.
Hold those 5.
They are the through line. The ledger's argument is that every later label is one or more of them, wearing better words.
First public vehicle?
Sechelt, 1986. The brand was self-government. The mechanism, on Diabo's reading, was municipal status under provincial law, authority delegated from a province rather than recognized as inherent. A template, the bulletin says, then peddled at negotiation tables across the country.
Counter?
Read the delegation, not the headline. Self-government that draws its authority from a province is municipalization with a better name. Ask where the authority comes from.
The core device, the ledger.
2 columns. On the right, the public labels top to bottom. Self-government, inherent right, reconciliation, renewal. Each kinder than the last. On the left, the same 5 mechanisms, unchanged beneath each one. The labels are the wash, the mechanism is the constant.
How do we keep it honest?
Test it. For any label on the right, name which mechanism it carries. The bulletin's claim is that the column never comes up empty.
1995.
The inherent right policy. The cleanest case of mechanism without the word. The right is recognized in principle and, on Diabo's reading, refused in the particular. Its exercise rooted through agreements on terms the Crown sets. Granted in the abstract, withheld where it would bind. This is the historical bridge to Case 3.
Counter.
A right recognized in principle and withheld in practice is a press release, not a right. Ask what changes the day after it is announced.
1998. The turn.
Gathering strength and the statement of reconciliation. This is where the language fully detaches from the mechanism, continuity reframed as healing. In the series terms, it is the integration stamp at the scale of a national narrative, a process offered as the verdict on the policy it describes.
Counter.
Reconciliation is a measurable claim, not a mood. Ask which of the 5 mechanisms it reversed, and on what date.
2003.
The mechanism surfaces as legislation. the suite. Bills C6, C7, the First Nations Governance Act, and C19. The bulletin documents that a majority of First Nations rejected it and reads it as termination packaged as governance reform. Named figures, including David Nawegabo and Roberta Jameson, are among those who pressed the objection.
The label and the mechanism in one frame.
Exactly that.
And the last entry, 2004.
Paul Martin's new relationship, the Canada Aboriginal Peoples Roundtable. Diabo's reading, symbolic, not substantive. The objectives traced from 1985 were unchanged. The renewal was the frame, the integration stamp in its national form. Close the loop. Set the sequence beside the origin, and it resolves to one line. The document named termination as termination. Everything after kept the mechanism and improved the words. The rhetoric ascends toward reconciliation. The mechanism does not move.